The digital clock on your bedside table glows bright red in the dark room. It reads exactly 3 in the morning. Your eyes snap open suddenly. You feel a heavy, urgent pressure sitting deep in your lower abdomen. You drag the heavy duvet off your tired body. You step onto the freezing cold bathroom floor. You walk down the silent hallway, highly careful not to wake anyone else in the house. You turn on the harsh, bright bathroom light. You stand there waiting, but the physical result is incredibly frustrating. You barely need it to go at all. It is just a tiny, weak trickle. You wash your hands and walk slowly back to bed. Your legs feel like lead. You pull the covers back up. You close your eyes, fully expecting to drift off. Instead, your brain suddenly shifts into top gear. The silence in the room becomes completely deafening. You lie there physically exhausted, but your mind is sprinting at full speed. You start replaying a pointless, frustrating conversation from 10 years ago. You begin worrying endlessly about a minor task you have to do tomorrow. You stare at the ceiling patterns. You hear the first birds start to sing outside. You realize your entire night is ruined. You drag yourself out of bed the next morning feeling completely destroyed. Your eyes burn, your head aches, your energy is entirely gone. These two massive daily frustrations seem completely different to you. You might easily think you have a structural plumbing issue in your lower body and a totally separate anxiety issue in your brain. You assume you are simply getting older and this is your new normal. You accept the misery. You must stop believing this immediately. They actually share the exact same hidden root cause. Your body is rapidly running out of specific calming minerals and natural plant protectors. Your internal reserves are completely empty. Pumpkin seeds are a brilliant natural way to support both your bladder and your racing brain at the exact same time. They hold the exact raw physical materials your body is begging for. They contain rare, powerful compounds that soothe irritated tissues and quiet an overactive nervous system instantly. But grabbing a giant salted bag of seeds from the local supermarket will not work. In fact, it will make your daily struggle much worse. Most commercial roasting methods completely destroy the delicate active compounds. The factories blast them with intense industrial heat. They coat them in cheap, refined salt. If you eat them the wrong way, you block the nutrients from ever reaching your cells. You are eating dead, useless food. I will give you the exact step-by-step golden protocol at the very end of this session, so you can write it down.
You will learn exactly how to prepare them, when to eat them, and what single common food you must pair them with to unlock their full power. Let us look very closely at your body's internal plumbing system. As men age, the small, walnut-sized gland sitting just below the bladder often becomes highly irritated. It begins to swell. It gets puffy and angry. Think of this swelling exactly like a tight kink in a thick rubber garden hose. The water desperately wants to flow out, but the pipe is squeezed firmly shut. It heavily restricts the natural flow of liquid. This restriction leaves you feeling like you constantly need to go even when your bladder is mostly empty. The pressure builds up behind the kink. Your bladder muscle has to push incredibly hard against this stubborn resistance just to get a few drops out. Over time, this constant straining causes the bladder wall to become thick, sensitive, and highly irritable. It loses its natural, relaxed stretch. It behaves like a tight, cramped bicep that simply cannot let go. The urine stays trapped inside. When liquid stays stagnant in a warm environment, it breeds sharp, irritating bacteria. This creates a vicious cycle of constant heat and pressure. You wake up 3, 4, or even 5 times every single night. You start mapping out public toilets in your head whenever you leave the house. You always choose the aisle seat at the cinema. You avoid long car journeys entirely. That sudden panic you feel when you are stuck in traffic and need a bathroom, that is the direct result of this swollen kink. We must also understand exactly why this intense pressure feels so much worse at night. During the day, when you're standing or sitting at a desk, gravity pulls fluids down into your lower legs. Your ankles might swell slightly. The fluid gathers there quietly. But the moment you lie flat in your bed at night, gravity shifts completely. All that trapped fluid rushes straight back into your main bloodstream. Your kidneys suddenly have to process a massive wave of liquid all at once. They send it straight down to your bladder, but because your internal plumbing is kinked and swollen, your bladder cannot handle the sudden volume. It panics. It sends emergency signals to your brain to wake you up. This is why you can sometimes go 3 hours during the day without thinking about the bathroom, but you wake up every 90 minutes at night. Your body is drowning in its own shifted fluids. I want to know exactly what you are dealing with right now. Tell me in the comments below, how many times do you wake up every single night just to use the bathroom? Pumpkin seeds contain a dense, rich concentration of natural plant protectors and highly specific soothing oils.
These compounds are highly targeted by the human body. They do not fight your internal systems. They act as a soothing, cooling, natural lubricant. They calm the microscopic irritation around that specific swollen gland. They cool the heat. When the swelling finally reduces, the tight kink in the rubber hose straightens out completely. The pipe opens up wide. The immense daily pressure on the sensitive bladder drops immediately. The constant, urgent, uncomfortable need to visit the bathroom eases away. Your trips to the toilet become far less frequent and much more complete. You stand there and fully empty your system in one go. The stagnant pool of liquid is finally cleared out. Your bladder wall stops cramping and regains its natural, flexible stretch. You regain absolute control over your daily schedule. You stop living your entire life around bathroom breaks. The relief is profoundly physical, and it happens quickly when you use the right seeds in the right way. Now, let us connect this plumbing relief directly to your ruined sleep. You cannot force a racing mind to shut down. You cannot bully yourself into falling asleep. If you are tossing and turning, your brain is simply missing the raw physical materials it desperately needs to build its own sleep signal. Think of your brain as a busy factory. The factory wants to produce the heavy, calming chemical that pulls you under into deep rest. But the delivery truck never arrived with the bricks. The factory workers are standing around with empty hands. Nothing gets built. Your brain stays on high alert no matter how tired your physical body feels. When your blood sugar drops slightly in the middle of the night, your brain panics. It thinks you are starving. It releases a massive surge of emergency stress chemicals to wake you up and force you to find food. Your heart starts pounding. Your breathing gets shallow. You lie there wide awake, completely wired. That heavy burning sensation behind your eyes the next morning, that is the exact feeling of a brain completely starved of its natural sleep chemicals. Pumpkin seeds are packed with a very specific, rare building block. This specific compound is the primary physical brick for your body's natural calming hormone. By supplying this exact building block every evening, you give your nervous system permission to finally let go. Your brain eagerly takes this compound and converts it directly into the chemical signal that induces deep, heavy sleep. The factory starts working. The workers have their bricks. You transition smoothly from an active, stressed state into a deep, resting phase. You do not just fall asleep for an hour. You stay asleep through the entire night. Your brain moves through the vital cycles of repair.
It cleans out the toxic waste products that build up during the day. You wake up the next morning feeling genuinely restored with a clear head and steady, calm energy. Your eyes stop burning, your focus returns completely. We must also talk about your internal brake pedal. Sudden muscle twitches, tight calves, and a racing mind are classic, undeniable signs of a missing relaxation mineral. You might notice a tiny, annoying flutter in your eyelid during the middle of the day. You might get a sudden, agonizing cramp in your foot or calf at 2 in the morning. You might feel a strange, gripping tightness in your chest or a constant ache in your shoulders. Your jaw might clench tight without you even realizing it. Your body uses a specific mineral exactly like an internal brake pedal in a car. Imagine driving a heavy car down a steep hill. You take your foot off the accelerator, but the car keeps speeding up. You press the brake pedal, but the cable is snapped. The car is totally out of control. When you run low on this relaxation mineral, your internal brake completely fails. Your nerves keep firing out of control. Your electrical system is sparking wildly. Your muscles stay locked in a permanent state of tension. That constant heavy ache at the base of your neck that never goes away, that is the exact result of this snapped brake cable. Pumpkin seeds act as a massive natural sponge for this crucial relaxation mineral. They pull it deep from the rich soil and store it in a highly absorbable form. Just one small handful delivers a highly concentrated, powerful dose directly into your bloodstream. It floods your system with the missing mineral. It repairs the broken brake pedal instantly. It calms the overactive nerve endings. It stops the wild electrical sparking. It relaxes the tight, knotted muscle fibers in your legs, your neck, and your back. It tells your entire nervous system that the threat is gone and it is finally safe to power down. You stop feeling wired and restless. The physical tension literally drains out of your shoulders. They drop away from your ears. Your jaw finally unlocks. Your body gets the clear chemical signal to stop accelerating and start resting. This exact same missing mineral is also the master repair tool for your entire internal plumbing system. The walnut-sized gland requires a massive, constant supply of this specific mineral just to maintain its normal size. In the past, our grandfathers got plenty of this mineral directly from the food they ate. The soil was rich and full of life. Today, massive industrial farming has completely destroyed the soil. The ground is dead. The vegetables we buy at the supermarket look perfectly fine on the outside, but they are completely empty on the inside.
They contain almost zero real nutrition. Your body is literally starving in a world of plenty. When your plumbing gland is starved of this master repair mineral, it panics. It swells up as a desperate stress response. Pumpkin seeds are one of the last remaining natural foods that still hold a massive concentration of this exact repair mineral. They deliver it straight to the swollen tissues. Here is exactly where most people fail completely. They hear about the incredible benefits of pumpkin seeds from a friend. They drive to the local petrol station and buy a giant bag of heavily salted, deeply roasted seeds. They eat handfuls of them while watching television. This is a massive mistake. High heat is the absolute worst enemy of delicate plant oils. It completely rusts them. In the exact same way rain and oxygen rust a piece of exposed iron, extreme factory heat rusts fragile plant oils. The heat damages the delicate molecular structure. It twists the healthy fats into sharp, jagged shapes. When you eat these rusted, damaged oils, they cause massive irritation inside your body. They act like microscopic sandpaper scraping the inside of your blood vessels. Your liver has to work incredibly hard to filter out this toxic rust. It triggers sharp, red-hot irritation throughout your entire system. This completely reverses the soothing, calming benefits you are desperately trying to achieve. You are eating dead, damaged goods. You are actively poisoning your own plumbing system. Think about your own kitchen cupboards right now. Have you ever bought those giant bags of white, salty seeds thinking you were making a healthy choice? Let me know in the comments below. Furthermore, the heavy industrial salt used in these cheap bags severely dehydrates your entire system. The salt acts like a dry sponge, sucking the water directly out of your blood and your cells. When you are severely dehydrated, your kidneys panic. They hold on to every drop of water they can find. Your urine becomes highly concentrated. It turns dark yellow and becomes highly acidic. This sharp, acidic urine sits in your bladder and deeply irritates the delicate lining. It burns like battery acid. What happens next is a total disaster for your sleep. The severe internal burning triggers false alarms in your nervous system. Your brain thinks you need to empty your bladder urgently to get rid of the acid. The sudden urge to use the bathroom increases dramatically. You end up waking up even more frequently than before. You make the exact plumbing problem you want to solve much worse, simply by choosing the wrong preparation method. You accidentally feed the exact fire you were trying to put out. That sharp stinging sensation you feel, that is the acidic urine burning your fragile tissues.
You must also clearly understand the vast difference between the outer shell and the inner seed. Walk into any local shop and you will often see two distinct types of pumpkin seeds on the shelves. You will see the large, tough, woody white ones and the small, flat, dark green ones. The white part is nothing but the outer protective shell. It is pure, hard roughage. Imagine trying to eat the dry, splintery bark of an oak tree. While roughage is generally fine for your bowel movements, this specific shell is incredibly tough. Chewing it feels like chewing cardboard. Swallowing it feels like swallowing sand. Your stomach acid has to boil and churn aggressively just to break down the tough wood. It draws blood away from your brain and down into your gut just to handle the heavy workload. It causes painful bloating and trapped wind. More importantly, the white shell holds absolutely none of the calming oils or sleep building blocks. It is a completely empty vessel. It is useless packaging. You get all the digestive pain and absolutely zero medical benefit. The deep green inner seed is where the absolute magic lives. This is the true nutrient core. The darker the green color, the richer and more concentrated the mineral content from the soil. You want only the inner green seed. It is soft and rich. It turns to a smooth paste easily in your mouth. It is far easier to chew and digest. It delivers the vital nutrients directly into your bloodstream without overworking your delicate stomach. When you eat the pure green seeds, your body does not have to fight through a tough fibrous wall to get to the soothing oils. The absorption rate is rapid, clean, and highly efficient. Your digestive system barely has to work. You get the pure, concentrated benefit without the painful bloating or the trapped wind. Even if you buy the perfect dark green seeds, you still face a massive hidden obstacle. Seeds in nature do not want to be eaten. They want to survive and grow into a plant. To protect themselves from birds and animals, seeds contain a powerful invisible chemical armor. This armor binds tightly to the calming minerals and the sleep-building blocks. If you eat the green seeds raw straight out of the packet, this chemical armor stops your body from absorbing the nutrients. The seeds pass straight through your digestive tract, completely untouched. You get no benefit. You must trick the seed into dropping its armor. You do this through a simple activation process. You soak the raw green seeds in a bowl of warm water with a tiny pinch of natural sea salt for exactly 8 hours. This warm water tricks the seed. The seed thinks it has been planted in warm spring soil. It thinks it is time to grow. It drops its chemical armor instantly.
You drain the water away, and the bitter protective chemicals wash down the sink. You lay the seeds flat on a dry towel until they are completely crisp again. Now the nutrients are fully unlocked and ready to flood your system. Even after you unlock the seeds, you still face one final critical hurdle. That calming sleep building block struggles to cross the strict border into your brain. Your bloodstream is exactly like a busy motorway during rush hour. There are many different larger nutrients traveling in the blood, competing for the exact same exit ramp into the brain. They are like massive heavy goods vehicles blocking the entire road. If the tiny pumpkin seed nutrients get stuck in this massive traffic jam, you stay wide awake. The calming building block desperately needs a VIP pass. It needs a carrier to get through the chaos. A tiny bit of natural carbohydrate acts as a brilliant traffic warden. When you eat a very small amount of natural fruit sugar, your body creates a gentle signal. This specific signal clears the traffic. It waves all the larger, bulky nutrients away from the brain exit, pushing them safely into your muscles instead. This suddenly leaves a wide-open, completely empty path. The barrier lifts. The calming building block glides straight across the border into the brain effortlessly and begins its crucial work. The factory gets its bricks immediately. If you eat the green seeds completely on their own, late at night, you miss out entirely on this powerful transport trick. The vital nutrients stay trapped in the blood motorway. They never reach your brain. You stay awake staring at the ceiling. You must use the catalyst pairing to see real, profound results. Here is the exact step-by-step golden protocol to unlock these massive benefits without destroying the fragile nutrients. Listen carefully and follow these rules exactly. First, buy raw, completely unsalted dark green pumpkin seeds. Look for the deepest, darkest green colour you can possibly find in the shop. Take them home and perform the warm water activation soak I described. Once they are fully dry, store them in an airtight glass jar. Keep that jar in a dark cupboard. Light destroys delicate oils just as much as heat does. Keep them in the dark, away from the stove. If you find raw seeds too difficult to chew, or if you simply dislike the raw, earthy taste, you can gently toast them. But you must never buy them pre-roasted. You must dry roast them yourself at home. Here is how you do it safely. Place the dry, activated green seeds in a completely dry frying pan on the stove. Do not add any oil. Do not add any butter. Use the absolute lowest possible heat setting on your burner. Stir them continuously with a wooden spoon. Do not walk away from the stove for even 10 seconds. Keep them moving for just 3 to 4 minutes. You are waiting for a very specific moment. You will suddenly smell a mild, pleasant, nutty aroma rise from the pan. The moment you smell this, stop. Never ever let the seeds turn brown. Browning means the precious oils are actively rusting and burning. Take the pan off the heat immediately. Do not leave them in the hot pan. The heavy metal of the pan holds intense heat. Even if you turn the stove off, the residual heat will continue to burn the oils. You must pour the warm seeds straight onto a cold ceramic plate. The cold ceramic instantly stops the cooking process. It locks the delicate oils in their perfect, healthy state. Here is your exact daily routine for the evening. Wait until exactly 45 minutes before you want to fall asleep. Take exactly one small handful of these prepared green seeds. No more, no less. You do not need a massive bowl. Pair this handful with a very small slice of fresh apple or exactly half of a small banana. Do not eat a massive sugary fruit salad. You only need a tiny sugar trigger to act as the traffic warden. Eat this specific combination together. Chew the seeds and the fruit very slowly. Do not rush. You must chew them until they form a complete smooth liquid paste in your mouth. This slow chewing is absolutely vital. It sends a mechanical signal to your stomach. It releases your natural digestive fluids before the food even arrives. It takes the heavy workload off your gut. You swallow the paste. The natural sugar from the fruit creates the clear path in your blood. It pushes the calming minerals and the crucial sleep-building blocks from the seeds straight into your nervous system. The magic begins. Your irritated bladder finally relaxes and stops sending false alarms. Your racing brain powers down for the night. The heavy, warm feeling of real sleep washes over you. This information is educational. Do not change your doctor's treatment without a proper consultation. Your body desperately wants to rest and your bladder desperately wants to function smoothly. You simply need to provide the correct raw materials. If this deep dive into natural body mechanics interested you, you will absolutely love this next topic too. Garlic milk, the ancient remedy for persistent coughs and lung health. Take care of yourself, follow the protocol exactly, and sleep well tonight.